My name is Amil. Thanks for everyone to coming, and thanks for Ignyte to organizing that. I'm one of the co-founder of Audora. Audora is an AI marketplace for activities and experiences in the Middle East. So with Audora, you can find the next adventure experience in the Middle East, personalized and through AI. So after living for a couple of years in Dubai and building some ventures and executing them, we have seen that there is a big opportunity to build ventures that have previously worked in another market. So we are three co-founders, Yasminko, who was previously at EY and a lead of MENA, myself, who has already built a few startups, and Tigran, who is our co-founder and lead developer, who has previously been the lead developer of a YC startup. So we have seen that travelers are struggling to find personalized experiences in the Middle East. And it's difficult for many people that come here, spend 3 or 4 days to find the right things that they would like to do. So we have seen that there's also not a platform that focuses on all the niche activities and cool things that you can do in Dubai or Hatta or Coral Fakan, for example. So tourists are mainly overwhelmed by the amount of activities that they can do and also by the amount of similar activities that they have. And therefore, they're also missing out on hidden gems that they could do here. And with our solution, they have the regional expertise and also a personalization through AI combined. So we have listed already up to today more activities than Get Your Guide or TripAdvisor, and we are testing our AI and rolling it out to beta users. The traction that we have received so far shows us that we are on the right way to find product market fit. So my colleague and co-founder, Yasminko, he will show you our application and a live demo so that you can understand how the application works and what are the benefits are for our users.
Thank you very much, Amil, for the nice introduction. Let's jump into the product. I hope the tech works. First of all, Yasminko Kolinovic, thank you very much. As my co-founder already said, we have already an up and running application, which is live today. So you can book over 600 activities as of today. So you can see, I will just give you a quick guide through. There you have a lot of different activities. For example, you can click on them and just book them pretty easily. So we would say the user flow here is very comparable to, for example, Get Your Guide or TripAdvisor, and this is something that is already up and running as of today. And now to the different part. So what we are trying to enable, and this is why it's called AI Marketplace, we want to enable the normal traveler to have, let's say, the advantage of a personalized concierge. We, for example, compare it to American Express. If you're an American Express Black Card user, you already have this kind of service. You just call, you say, hey, I want to do this and that, and they will put everything together for you. And we want to create that for every user in their own pocket. And I think it's best if I just show you how it looks like in a very short demo. I hope I will figure this out with the microphone.
I know. I want to escape the city for a day with my family. Maybe we can put some activities together that I might like.
Sure, give me a second to put that together for you. Here's what I've put together for you. Start your day with a morning trip to Hatta to explore the nature, followed by lunch with a view and kayaking. In the evening, I recommend either a desert experience or a dinner yacht, departing near your hotel at 8 p.m. Let me know if you'd like to book it.
Thank you very much, but to be honest, I think after the Hatta Mountain Safari, the desert safari would be a bit too much for me, so I would prefer the yacht dinner maybe instead. Can you please replace that and also show me what the day will look like?
Sure, I will put a video together for you.
Please go ahead.
Just basically
Here's your itinerary for a day out.
Then we also have some further activities that you can book with the press of a button that would like complement your activity. And also we recommend some things to do in between. For example, as food and drinks near around you, you can show the directions or whatever. So I will jump back to the presentation and just close this. We have figured out, and there's been a lot of proof in the market, that it can work. If you compete with a global giant, but focusing on a small region and on a niche product, you can outperform them. For example, Kareem has competed with Uber and was finally exited to them. Same with Souk.com, Amazon. Then there was InstaShop and Delivery Hero. And now we are trying to compete with TripAdvisor, Viator, Klook, and Get Your Guide, but focused on a smaller region and the smaller market. So basically just a pretty short market overview. So the global activities and experience market is a $2 trillion opportunity. The serviceable market for us in the Middle East is around 40 billion. And what is really interesting about the market and why we choose to roll in the UAE is because it is the fastest growing market in the world. And especially with Saudi Arabia, we see huge growth opportunities because this is basically a market that has not been entered yet. If you check it on TripAdvisor, Get Your Guide, you have not more than 50 activities for whole Saudi Arabia as of today. And we already have a couple of registrations for Saudi Arabia. So from a supply side, this is something where we could get very quickly. Just a very short overview of our business model. We are a typical marketplace, so we have figured out the average spend for activities per day is around $45, and we take a flat commission of 25% for all activities that have been booked through our platform. And with 25%, we are still below the market average, so Get Your Guide and TripAdvisor, they take 30% plus. We see strong traction, which really shows us that we are on the right path and that there is a product market fit. So without a lot of campaigns, we did already 10K GTV in less than 10 days after launch, mainly through our affiliate network, which will be presented now in a second. So, because we are focusing on niche market, we are trying to go to the market in a smart way and keep the CAC low. Because obviously, if we try to compete now on a marketing budget level, we won't be able to compete with Get Your Guide or TripAdvisor. What we are trying to do is to cooperate with foreign travel agencies, which we did in Central Europe, and we try to cooperate with Uber companies here in the region. For example, Al Salam. They have over 3,000 cars here in Dubai, driving around daily. And what is the first thing, or who is the first person that you see when you visit Dubai? It's probably your limousine or Uber driver. And so we try to incentivize them to get them on board and to gain customers for us. So basically, where we try to position ourselves in the market, we are competing with the big players, but also with the local providers. So we try to be exactly in the sweet spot. We try to be, because the global players, they are too big to be focused. The small players are too small to be efficient. And this is basically where we try to position ourselves. As of today, as I said, we have over 615 activities, 140 vendors already onboarded, and 10K GTV in the 10 days after launch. And basically what we are focusing now on is really getting the GTV up and also rolling out our AI features and further features, because we really want to focus on to build something that people really want. So we launched the product first, which is already available, and now we will roll out the features step by step. We're basically raising a seed round now. We have already raised $400,000 in commitments. And yeah. Thank you very much for your attention.
Sure. Thank you so much for that. I'd love to maybe ask about how you're going about onboarding these different partners and your sort of go-to-market strategy from that perspective. You know, it's a fairly fragmented market, so I'd love to know your strategy there.
Yes, it is it's a bit loud. Yes, it is a very fragmented market, and there's also currently no dominant player, which is a great advantage for us. So TripAdvisor, Get Your Guide, they have a market share of around 10% each. And so what we do is, for the foreign travel agencies, we just directly reach out to them. For example, we also commute between, you can also please join me, my co-founders, for some of the questions. We directly reach out to the travel agencies with our ties in Germany and Switzerland, for example. And also my co-founder here has very good connections to the Uber companies and to the limousine companies. And so this is how we reached out to the drivers.
No, I think that's mostly covered.
Great, thank you.
Hi guys, thank you very much for the presentation. My point is about how you're building your CAC, customer acquisition cost, right? Compared to what is the expectation of the return that you're gonna get per user. You mentioned about, I think $45 is the average spend, but how do you translate it into acquiring a customer and how much the customer is gonna spend over time?
Yeah, so $45 is the average spend per day. They usually spend 4 days. That means they spend in average $200 per person. At the moment, we even have higher spending. So usually they spend $300 above. And at the moment, our CAC is somewhere around $3, $4, $5, not more than that. Because of the activities that Yasmiko mentioned, we have drivers around there referring us. We have discount codes. We do not run paid ads at the moment. We are not even indexed on Google. So we really try to get user happy in what they use and then scale our marketing activities. And then later, in terms of user retention, the time will show at which level we'll be. In our financial sheet, we have calculated that at around we'll have $6 to $8 acquisition cost for one user. And that's what we need to have to be very competitive compared to others.
Thank you. The other question is about $2 million safe note. What was the cap and the discount, if you want to disclose now or maybe later? Up to you.
So 10 million is the cap, 20% discount. That are the basic terms. And we use the standard agreement of YC.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a good presentation. So, travel is very, very personal for every one of us, right? I mean, I spend hours and hours trying to figure out what am I going to do, which hotel, what experience for my kids, without kids, So, and I go through at least about 30, 40, 50 websites before I make my final travel. I mean, this probably, if you ask the crowd here, probably 80% will say the same thing, right? I know ChatGPT is trying to solve that problem a little bit, trying to reduce it from, reduce the time you spend on the travel experience itself, right? The dropout rates for you before they actually go and book it through your system, what have you seen it so far? I know you're very early in the cycle right now, but what do you see as the dropout rates from going through this experience, but then actually when I book it, I will probably go and book it directly with Desert Safari, or book it directly with the hotel, or book it directly. Why would I have to go through yours, right?
That's a very good point. When we started that was also a question that we had. But at the moment, I can say dropout rates are very low compared, if we look at our analytics, because we're also cheaper at the same activity. You can check the exact same activity on Get Your Guide, and we will be cheaper. So with the trust element of the taxi driver telling you that this is the local platform with better prices, a good reputation. I think we even have 50, 60 Google reviews based on our existing bookings. So the dropout rates are not that high as we expected it. I think they will be higher once we run paid ads and then we get less focused target group on our website as traffic.
That was going to be my next question. So is your revenue model only the commission, or is it going to be other sources as well? Right.
Of course, we are trying to implement a SaaS model for our vendors to have some recurring revenue, and that will be advanced analytics and some promotions, because we also have multiple providers of desert activities or jet ski, for example, and then we'll offer the good ones to pay a premium and to have advertising on our platform as well.
And also one thing that could be interesting for us, I mean, we're definitely not there yet, because for that you have to build a brand, but the free service for the customer, what we do with the free recommendations, if you end in Dubai Marina, go to this restaurant, if your safari finishes there, go to this bar, there maybe it will also be a potential to cooperate with restaurants, bars, whatever, so they are listed and also recommended by us. But definitely for that, we need to build a brand first.
Of course. Sorry, last question. In terms of competition, right? I mean, I think there are tons. I think there's Cobon, there is, I don't know if the Groupon still offers, there are other aggregators or marketplaces in the market today, right? So how do you expect to drive traffic to yours? Is it only through word of mouth, or is it how are you going to drive traffic to your marketplace?
Basically, word of mouth is a very strong tool. We give for good reviews or for reviews after experience, we also give discount codes for next booking. So this is really important for us now to have only happy customers, because happy customers will tell others. But also, especially as Amil already said, since we are doing very targeted marketing here in Dubai and the Middle East, we try to become the #1 player there and really get in touch very intensively with the people when they arrive here. I compared, for example, to Kareem. In Europe, I've never heard of Kareem before. First time coming to Dubai, after 1 or 2 days, you get confronted with it so much, so you automatically switch to Kareem. And this is basically the brand idea that we are trying to build here. We really want to confront the people when they are here, very targeted, and so they have us in mind.
But you know, Kareem, when Kareem started in 2011, 2012, they were one of a kind, right? And it took, I think Uber came into the market, I don't remember the exact date, much later, but they were smaller. And then Kareem had already grown significantly, right? But you're entering into a market which is already, like what he said, is already fragmented significantly, right? So you need to find your core, what is my differentiation, right? I mean, why should they come to me? I mean, if price is the only thing, I mean, that's fine. If you define price as my only differentiation, then you can go with that, but yeah.
I mean, at the later stages will also be the personalization and the AI, but for now the price is definitely a big part of that. But you want to add something?
And also the amount of activities that we have. You will find activities on our platform that you cannot find on Get Your Guide or TripAdvisor. So I would say the prices, the amount of activities, and also the local expertise, the AI that helps you to match together what you want to do. Another topic that I just wanted to mention is foreign travel agencies. We have now a program where we onboard foreign travel agencies so that they are registered as affiliates on our platform. We are really focusing at the moment to have like a lot of bookings while maintaining CAC low, because we are funding it by ourselves so far till the funding round.
Thank you for the presentation. What I understood is that your moat lies in your personalization capabilities. What type of data are you actually gathering on the customer to make it personalized rather than giving you your typical generic answer that you would get on any chat platform?
Yes, thank you for the creation. We have certain type of integrations. For instance, you can provide a link to your Instagram page, or adding an input data like manually also works. So our AI or LoRa's, we use lower ranking adaptions to for each category, for each niche, we have, let's say, tiny AI that is specialized on that domain. And another is specialized on user profile. So that two works together and provide the data.
Okay. Cool. But to be able to do that, you need to have enough data for a customer to make it personalized enough. If I have a private account on Instagram where I'm not visible on LinkedIn, how are you actually personalizing that content for me rather than giving me a desert safari, which you'll see on every single platform here, versus a boat tour, which is fairly generic as well?
For instance, in Jasminko's case, it showed Hatta, and I am new to Dubai. It most probably would show for me desert safaris and any other widespread activities. But he lived here for some time. That's why it's a bit it's something new for him. And you mentioned also private profile. Yes, in that case, we can't personalize it, and we have a message that if you want that personalization, you can do it. We have few steps that your user can do. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And then the last question on fundraise. As you think through what your journey looks like, what does this $2 million get you to in terms of traction? As of now, I think you're at like $12,000 in revenue. Where does this $2 million take you to?
Do we have the slide with the roadmap? I think it's the slide before.
Yes.
Just go one slide back. Yeah, basically, we aim for Q1 2025 to have a monthly volume of 100K in GTV. I think we will achieve that mostly also without closing the funding round. And then these are some assumptions. We aim for 1.5 million by end of year per month in transaction volume. And from that, we take the cut.
And what products are you building on top of it? Because you're saying implementation of AI features.
Yeah, so the AI features we have not implemented yet. What you have seen, we are still beta testing that, and we will roll that out by end of this year, early next year.
Hi guys, thank you. Great presentation. You've got the app live. I was at the website earlier this morning. 550 vendors on the platform. Great traction. So I know you guys have been hustling. I'm an avid traveler. I'm new to Dubai. I've used Get Your Guide, Viator, these things. I understand how they work. I've used them in many different countries. You're entering a very crowded space, as you know. I'm still struggling to really understand the core differentiator that you guys are focusing on. Price is not a differentiator. If in the long term, might help you get some users, get some traction, but overall, the prices are going to sort of level off, right? Once Get Your Guide figures out that you guys are a player now, prices will level off, right? So the AI features, I do understand, cool, makes sense, but it's only a matter of time before your competitors have these same features, if not already. And to me, I'm still not convinced on these type of features in any way. Like this guy said, there's no way I'm just going to look at the name of a tour and boom, book like that. I don't know, where is it going to pick me up? How long does it take? Does it include lunch? Does it include this, da-da-da, right? So just the feedback that I have is really you guys needing to lean into some core feature or differentiator. For me, as being new to Dubai and love traveling, I like something like Airbnb experiences because they offer very unique, curated, often led by one or two local guys, and I get to do things that are not offered on TripAdvisor and Get Your Guide and these kind of things, and they're very niche and small group type of, or purely personal. So maybe there's some opportunities there because if you're going to be MENA focused and be, hey, we are the app for MENA, then maybe it's about having experiences that are extremely unique, right? Everybody's got the safaris, the jet skis, the boats, this, that, and I mean, it's so overwhelming. It's crazy how many of the experiences are, and you got to look through, 50 of them to figure, okay, I think I'm going to choose this one, but really they're all the same, right? So that's just my feedback is really leaning into some core advantage because I'm not quite seeing that yet. And I think that needs to be a core part of the go-to-market strategy of how you're going to be different from everybody else and how you're really going to be truly local focused so that you can actually put something behind that and use that. And I think if you can achieve that, needs to be fast, guys, then you've got a real shot here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is also definitely something we have thought about. As my partner already mentioned, we have a lot of niche activities, but yeah, definitely they can also list on other platforms. What we are really working on now, we have also talked to the Ministry of Tourism here, right? And from there we got some connections and with locals from the Tourism University. University of Tourism here in Dubai. For example, what we want to list on our platform soon is guided tours with a local, like one-to-one, one-to-two guided local tours. And this is, for example, something that would be Audora exclusive. And what we're also working on with our quality vendors, we are doing some new activities and we have already worked that out with them. Of course, they want to see first that they receive enough booking hours and that we have a brand. But after that, we have already agreed some really cool tours where we also participated in funding a bit. For example, very crazy stuff. We have discussed a Range Rover safari where you go through the desert and you follow a camel race live with Range Rover. It's something super crazy. But if it works somewhere, then in Dubai, and this is something where we will focus on in the long term.
These are the things that I like to hear. future presentations, I'd love to hear those types of things, right? Because those are exclusive experiences that we cannot find anywhere else. And these, if you look at, even credit card companies, American Express and these things, they're trying to get more customers by offering curated, F1, experience, behind the scenes, backstage type of things. And so all of these guys are going this way now. And so you can have exclusive curation of really, really, really cool experiences that are found nowhere else. I think that might be something to lean into.
Yeah, definitely try to go there, but first need a brand for that. Otherwise, nobody will give us exclusivity. This is like the point now, but thank you, for your feedback.
Great. Round of applause for Audora. Thank you so very much. And their own team. All right. So next up, we have Aero AI, another AI solution for investor relations. Mahmoud, please take the stage.